last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respected.
Every other number was fine. These referees, the sign was 2-1 for 21, 2-2, 22, 2-3, 23.
Now we're finding out maybe the best NBA trainer in the absolute business.
Silence about Caitlin Clark and potentially working with her to make a healthy recovery.
The most powerful force in basketball has never been speed, strength, or even skill. It has always been silence. A swallowed whistle. A moment where everyone waits for a call that never comes. And no player in recent WNBA history has felt the weight of that silence more than Caitlin Clark. When Clark entered the league, she did not simply arrive as a talented rookie. She arrived as an event. Arenas filled. Television ratings exploded. An entirely new audience, many of whom had never watched a single minute of women's basketball, suddenly tuned in night after night. The league celebrated the numbers, the attention, the growth. But beneath the surface of that success,
Would like to train Caitlin Clark this offseason.
Something darker began to take shape. Something that only becomes visible when you slow the footage down and line the moments up side by side. September 22nd should have been a celebration. The Indiana Fever, carried by their transcendent rookie, had reached the playoffs. Their opponent, the Connecticut Sun, represented experience, physicality, and a style of basketball designed to test younger teams at their breaking point. The atmosphere was electric. National cameras were rolling. Millions were watching. What unfolded instead became one of the most unsettling officiating sequences the league has seen in years. Early in the game, DeJohnai Carrington lunged toward Clark. The intent may have been basketball, but the result was unmistakable. A direct hit to the face. Clark dropped to the floor, blinking, disoriented, her eye already swelling. 20,000 people waited for the whistle that never came.
For the first 3 years, this is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season.
Contact to the face is not subjective. It is not nuanced. At every level of basketball, it is an automatic foul, often upgraded depending on severity. Instead, play continued as if nothing had happened. Clark finished that half shooting 1 for 9. Her rhythm shattered after taking a blow that would have stopped any other game. The reaction from fans was immediate and furious. Parents watching with their daughters struggled to explain how a league that claims to prioritize safety could allow something so blatant to pass without consequence. But the most disturbing part only became clear later. That moment was not an exception. It was the beginning of a pattern. As the season progressed, Clark absorbed contact that would have sent other players to the free throw line repeatedly. Holds, shoves, grabs, hits that went unpunished while commentators, usually careful and diplomatic, openly questioned what they were seeing.
Thank God we got to put to bed these kind of ridiculous rumors.
The silence of the whistle became a recurring presence, shaping games as much as any defensive scheme. On August 28th, again against Connecticut, Alyssa Thomas delivered a shoulder check that looked less like defense and more like an NFL collision. Clark crashed to the hardwood, the impact jarring even through the screen. From every angle, it was excessive. The correct response was obvious. At minimum, a flagrant foul. Instead, officials assessed a common foul.
I didn't mention it in my cold open, but I'm going to mention it now, and that's Caitlin Clark.
The same call given for incidental contact away from the ball. Fans erupted, not because of team allegiance, but because the play crossed a line that the league exists to enforce. 10 days earlier, on August 18th against the Seattle Storm, the issue escalated beyond physical play into outright accountability. During a timeout, with the ball dead and no action unfolding, Skylar Diggins-Smith shoved Clark from behind. No basketball context. No competitive justification. Officials saw it. Cameras captured it. The crowd reacted instantly. And once again, there was nothing. No foul. No technical. No warning. Clark was physically moved out of the way during a stoppage, and the game simply continued. The same night delivered the most infuriating contrast of the season. With just over 7 minutes left in the third quarter, Clark missed a three-pointer. Frustrated with herself, she lightly tapped the padding of the basket. The whistle blew immediately. Technical foul. The explanation given was disrespect to the game. The imbalance was impossible to ignore. A veteran shoving a rookie during a dead ball earned nothing. A moment of self-directed frustration earned punishment. That single sequence did more to expose the double standard than any statistical breakdown ever could. Clark's response revealed why she is different. She did not unravel. She did not spiral. She turned the moment into fuel, finishing with 23 points and leading the Fever to a decisive win. But resilience should never be mistaken for justification. Players should not have to endure unfair treatment simply because they can survive it. The pattern extended even further back. On May 22 against Seattle, Clark drove into traffic and absorbed multiple hits on a single possession. No whistle. The disbelief inside the arena was palpable. Fever head coach Christy Sides did not demand favoritism afterward. She asked for fairness, for consistency, for the baseline protections afforded to everyone else. That request went unanswered. On June 19 against the Washington Mystics, another clear foul on Clark went uncalled. Confusion replaced outrage. Fans no longer asked how this could happen. They asked why it kept happening. The earliest signs appeared almost immediately. On May 18 against the New York Liberty, Brianna Stewart set a hard screen that sent Clark stumbling. No call. 2 days later, on May 20 against Connecticut, Clark rolled her ankle fighting through contact. She went down in visible pain. Play continued. No stoppage. No concern for safety. At that point, the issue moved beyond officiating judgment into basic duty of care. Basketball has always been physical, but it has always stopped when a player is hurt on the floor. Except here. Taken individually, each moment could be dismissed. Together, they form a continuous line. May 18th, May 20th, May 22nd, June 19th, August 18th, August 28th, September 11th. Each silent whistle reinforcing the last. Silence repeated often enough stops being an accident. It becomes policy. And when that silence surrounds the league's most visible player, it becomes a statement. Clark continues to play through it. She keeps attacking. She keeps producing. She keeps drawing eyes to the league despite receiving less protection than players with far less visibility. That contrast should unsettle anyone invested in the future of women's basketball. Leagues are not defined only by the stars they elevate, but by the standards they enforce when those stars are tested. If silence keeps deciding outcomes, the question is no longer whether officiating is inconsistent. The question is who the system is really protecting and who it is willing to leave exposed. If this breakdown made you look at WNBA officiating differently, share your thoughts below. Do you see a pattern, or do you think this is